noticing that his skill was very strong on that one hero and trying to counter it. And there's an easy way to counter it here in our new system with the ban pick. It's by banning it.
That's right. So we will actually see a bit of a surprising ban, a Catherine ban. So they're not going to take the same approach and attempt to ban out that Ringo. Black Feather maybe banned once again. Kuldamik, a noted Black Feather player, and they don't want to deal with it. So it will be an Arden first pick. No surprise if you're banning that Catherine. Take the other kind of top tier roam pick.
This is kind of interesting though, because GankStars getting first pick, they take Arden, definitely the best pick I feel here, but they leave open both Ringo and Koshka. We are going to see one of those picked here. It is going to be the Ringo, definitely going to Liege for sure. So we will get to see Liege play Ringo once again.
That's right, and we could see Kuldamik's signature Glaive pick. Usually takes that into lane for a little bit with a Book of Eulogies. And it will actually be a Kestrel instead. So, you know, a lot of what's been happening here, of course, the North American teams, considering they did face off in the semis, couldn't practice together. But after that semifinal, we know that Ardent and GankStars have been practicing together heavily.
Yeah.
So they may have gotten some tips there from Shinkai.
This doesn't surprise me at all. I definitely like to see this Kestrel here, a hero that takes a while to farm up. I feel like that's just where we're eventually going to collide here in 1.12. It's just heroes that are good at farming and getting to that late game. And Glaive decent at that. Kestrel very, very good at that. Her poke becomes insane once she farms up a couple items.
That's right. Adagio will be the final pick to boost up and buff up WEV's Ringo, played by Liege. And the Sky taken away from GankStars, who had prioritized it in their previous draft versus Ardent. Players are going to be locking in those heroes, and we are going to be getting underway in the first game of the third place match right now. It's finals day here on OGN for the VIPL Season 2. We're starting out with a best of 3 for third place. GankStars going up against WEV, and GankStars once again pulling out that Glaive. It's a hero they lost with against Ardent in Game 2. But again, Kuldamik, big specialty, and he will be hitting the lane with the Glaive. And they're going to be probably going for these early kills. Lane Glaive very efficient at setting up ganks, getting behind with the afterburn, and killing the enemy laner.
An interesting thing to note right off the bat, we do see a Crystal Bit picked up by Araki Zoro. We are going to see probably the first Crystal Power Kestrel here in the VIPL. And I myself, I've only practiced Weapon Power. I just mainly going for the standard. So I'm very excited to see how this is going to turn out. It makes sense when you have a Glaive on your team. You want to mix up the amount of damage or the types of damage that are coming out of your team. You don't want to make only Crystal here.
Looks like Araki Zoro getting a couple glimmer shots in there. Mango will use that forward barrage to push him off. GankStars did decide to sacrifice one of their jungle camps to look for a gank here in the lane, but Liege playing very far back. Usually really likes to press forward, but this time around not going to take any chances. Has GankStars red, and they're going to lose a little bit of their own jungle as a result. Start trading the back camps.
Yeah, this is interesting. They go for that kind of gank, and they're just going to trade these jungles, as you were saying. But this is going to, I feel, favor WEV overall. They're going to be able to clear the jungle faster and even possibly get behind Cull, or at least set up a position with Liege to come down from the lane and possibly go for a 3-on-2. But Kuldamik getting very far forward here, actually able to join up with his allies, and they should be safe from here.
Yeah, I was trying to get eyes on the enemy jungle and roam, and finds them, but he is going to get chunked a little bit right out of the brush. Suri Strike not going to land thanks to the afterburn from Kuldamik. Takes a little bit of damage, but very aggressive play. Really, Puit going to eat a couple glimmer shots though, and by a couple I mean 3. Lot of damage going down. That's 4 crystal bits already on Araki Zoro. He's going to be hitting like a truck early on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We saw this a lot out of him on Sky.
And they're going to go after it. Puit's going to fall first in this game. Kill for Araki Zoro. Meanwhile, the jungler, you do see Mango managing to recall back to base, but nice early pickup. Gold still even.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for WEV. I feel like they had a decent rotation, but Puhet may be staying a little bit too long. Generally, from what we've been saying, it's better to trade these, you know, dying for just going for some extra minions in the jungle.
Koldemeek may be in a little trouble right here. GankStars is there to support with a Vanguard. Going to hit him. Leash going to walk into this. Iraqi Zoro using active camo coming in. Leash trying to kite out. He is going to get the kill onto Glaive. And now WEV looking for the kill in the brush. Iraqi Zoro can't do anything but poke. GankStars dodging back and forth, but that kill will go over to Leash. 2 for the laner from WEV.
Oh, a bit of a missed Suri strike there. Went a little bit too far. I think he could have actually cleaned up Iraqi Zoro. Kestrel, if you are in combat, it's so hard to get away from an enemy that's constantly doing damage to you. You can't use that active camo when you are in combat for, I think, 2.5 seconds since the last time you were attacked by an enemy hero.
And somehow, Glaive manages to take out Ringo in the middle of the lane, so Rocky and Cole comboing up for a kill onto Liege. And you know, this all started because Koldemeek went for a very aggressive invade out of the lane into the back camps of WEV, and then he was intercepted on his way there. We're still about even in gold, however. Scout Trap will hit 3 from GankStars, and they're going to have to retreat.
Mining has begun.
Kind of interesting. They're coming in here trying to steal some of the farm in the jungle. They could have gotten some damage done to the turret, I believe, especially with both Mango and Puhat out of position. But deciding to go for some extra kills, not sure if that's the right choice.
Yeah, just waiting right now. And you know, we had this conversation earlier, Valdez. We take a look at some trading right here, not much going to result. About what is the proper strategy for Vainglory? Is it even worth going for these early kills right now with the way that the comebacks were changed? Because the death timers are so short that even if you get these early kills and an early gold lead, you can't really capitalize by attacking objectives in the early game. So in some ways, it's just better to farm at this point.
Yeah, because especially if you're getting those kills, Koldemeek getting very low here, going to have to afterburn out of the way. And ooh. Kill coming down in the jungle.
Yeah, Rocky Zoro low though. Scout traps being set up. Puhet's going to take a lot of poke damage, and that's another glimmer shot. Beautiful kill from Rocky Zoro on the kite.
Kestrel just does unbelievable amounts of damage. If you can, wow, that was a really cool.
Liege! Just going to fall right into the same trap. Gets the Hellfire Brew off. It is ticking down, but it doesn't look like it's going to be quite enough to finish Rocky Zoro. And there you go, Pot. Right at the end to make sure he doesn't die. They can't take the gold miner, however, they are too low. So a few more kills here from GankStars, but they still trail just a little bit in the gold department. And take a look at a replay.
Yeah, Lee's just coming in here, trying to go for the Hellfire Brew. Kind of an interesting choice there, 1-on-2. Not sure if he knew that Arden was around. But either way, you guys can begin to see the poke that comes out of Kestrel. This early on. If you do not have a heavy engage onto Kestrel, the poke is just out of control.
Gold mine attempt here from WEV. They will drop the ultimate. They're going to try and snipe it, and it's going to be taken by Koldemeek. Saw the ult coming in there from Kestrel. Now they're going to fight right after. Leash taking a bit of poke damage. Rocky Zoro just raining those glimmer shots into the brush. Flares are in, so they have vision. And we are going to see a clear out of some of these scout traps. So GankStars manages to sneak that gold miner. And take a look right there. Glaive coming in, nailing it with the afterburn, actually.
Able to pick it up regardless. Koldemeek taking a bit of damage in the lane here. Really nice steal. That's actually gigantic. That was almost 200 gold. I think it was 190 to each player on GankStars.
Puhet in a bit of trouble again. And Rocky Zoro not going to hit that last glimmer shot. Is blocked up front by Mango. Does he have his ultimate available? Not yet. 5 seconds, but he could try and make a play on this if he has enough energy.
Let's see if he decides to go for it. He does have enough energy. Not going to go for the Hail Mary. Better to just save it, I suppose, for a better time where you're sure that you'll get that damage down.
Liege looking to get into the back camps right here and take them. They do have a mine there, so they know that no one has vision at the moment. So Liege is going to sneak out. That's about 160 gold. Those are the most profitable jungle camps. If you can take those, you can actually deny quite a bit of resources to your opponent.
I mean, consider how much a kill is worth at this point in the game where players are around average 7, level 7. kill would be, I think, maybe 90 to 100 gold at this point, but getting both of those back minions there, I think it's around 170 gold, so definitely worth.
Cook at a face check right there. Coldamique gets stopped up though, doesn't hit the afterburn, doesn't matter. Coldamique going to pick up another one, and that's a 3-0-3 score for Rocky Zoro, 100% kill contribution so far, and he's just been doing a ton of work. Going with the Frostburn too, he can kite even easier. And there's not really a lot of engage here coming in from WEV's composition. They don't have a lot of hard crowd control. And there's just a gauntlet to push WEV off so they can take this turret. Nicely played by GankStars. They get the first turret of the game. That's another 300 gold to each of their players.
Yeah, that's quite fantastic right now for GankStars. They have so many scout traps down. They have vision of the entire map. They take out the first turret before their enemies, and they have the gold mine. They're sitting right now at a 1.4k gold lead about, and definitely in massive control of this game.
Well, now we have an issue with WEV where they're behind. They don't have a reliable way to engage. The Adagio ultimate will be pretty easy for GankStars to get out of, and they don't have as good of poke just due to a Rocky Zoro's Kestrel, so they're running out of win conditions in this game. They don't have a solid front line. Meanwhile, double Fountain of Renewal now for GankStars, so they can fight for an extremely long period of time getting that heal. You can see all the trades going in GankStars' favor.
Yeah, this is really kind of an awkward spot for WEV because they can't really push and fight on their terms, but they really need to. They cannot get poked like this.
Very close. Ult going to miss. Liege will dodge out of the way. Puet takes it. But they're going to keep going here, and there's going to be the engage. Mango going to take a lot of damage up front. Rocky Zoro now trying to get the last shots in. They have to dodge the death from above. Puet now trying to get in the middle. There's the Adagio ultimate, but it's not going to do much. Rocky Zoro will just go ahead and reflex block that. So no stuns, and meanwhile, WV just struggling to hold on to their turrets.
Yeah, Rocky Zoro just sitting on so much gold, so farmed up at this point, and they're struggling right now to survive, as you were saying, but nobody on their team really has all that much shield outside of Adagio. They're relying on the heal and the Fountain of Renewal out of Adagio to keep them sustained, but I'm not even sure that's enough. I feel like they either have to get a Warhorn and 100% engage onto this Kestrel and not be poked down, or just you can't really sit under your turret. I like that they're going for the turret here. Even if they do die, I think it's fine.
Well, there's the Gauntlet, only hits one. Active camo used by a Rocky Zoro. They want the poke to come down, and there it is. There's the shot, but the Fountain of Renewal getting enough HP back, so Mango isn't going to fall. But the turret pressure just continues here, and this is absolutely ridiculous poke. And oh, nice kill. Tension Bow provides enough upfront damage to pick it up, and they're going to get another turret right as Liege gets back to defend. And you know, I think you really have to credit the GankStars draft in this game, because a lot of what's been going on is a result of WEV not having Catherine, not having Arden, so they can't really do anything against this Kestrel with a Frostburn.
Yeah, I think that Catherine was 100% a ban to keep their Kestrel up here. You can see just a couple of glimmer shots with this very fed Iraqi, and then the afterburn in to clean up the kill. You're not getting away from that.
Really just great team play, though. The Vanguard getting the speed boost. Warhorn going to be used. Remember, GaveVizzle has no ultimate right now. It's not going to stop him. Coldamique still going in, and you can see all that damage. Death from above from Sky will stun Coldamique. Active camo used by Rocky Zoro. Doesn't have any energy, though. It's going to be a little tough here. And Mango looks like he will get away. One last hope. Not going to be enough, but they keep WEV bottled up in their jungle, and this gold lead for GankStars keeps on growing.
Yeah, I really like what you were saying about the draft, though. I kind of want to touch on that a bit more. They take out the Catherine. I feel like the right choice here would have been Finn, actually, because you need someone to take that Kestrel out of the back line, especially when you combine Kestrel with both Arden and Glaive, two gigantic, super buff, tanky frontline heroes. They're never going to get to your backline, especially when they're playing this very, passive kind of farm-heavy composition of Ringo, Sky, Adagio. So I feel like GankStars 100% just outplayed them in the draft from the get-go, and that's a really big reason why GankStars is able to make this game work.
Yeah, I like their strategy a lot coming in, and Now we have to look at how WEV, if they lose this game, is going to adapt, because banning out that Black Feather, of course you want to do that. Warhorn going to be used again, and there's a 3-man shot, and they're just going to stun everybody with the Gauntlet. That's going to be at least 2 kills right here, assuming Liege goes down. Rocky Zoro not going to use his ult, so it will be just 1 in the end. And they're just going to keep on pushing and repeatedly taking the enemy jungle. They're playing a very slow, measured game, and just slowly putting damage down onto these turrets. Liege doing what he can there, and another afterburn right in. Liege just gets knocked into a hell of a lot of damage, and not going to hit the 1-shot, 1-kill Rocky Zoro. But they are going to take out yet another turret. Gold lead at 6.5K, and it will only grow as this gold miner gets taken once again, and when the Kraken spawns and they start taking out these back camps once more.
Yeah, it's just a really unfortunate spot for WE right now, because they can't really cover all their bases of what they're fighting. What I was saying before about them not building any shield, they're still not building any shield. And the reason is because they can't even deal with Call the Meek in the first place. He's diving in on them, doing a blood song, hitting all 3 of them, chunking them down to about half health from the get-go. And then Rocky Zoro is just in the back, totally protected, doing that poke damage. It's like they don't have enough gold to itemize against this composition efficiently. And I would say, you know, with the new bounty system, all they have to do is take 1 fight, and they're right back in the game, and that's true. But I think at this point, there's no way that they take a fight.
Well, I think the only way they can take it is to take it when Gabe Bizzle has his ult down, and they really haven't been using the cooldown timer of the Gauntlet very well. So we're just going to keep seeing this moving, and here comes Cole the Meek again, just hitting Puhit right in that front line. Death from above not going to do much from Mango. GankStars pushes forward, takes a bit of damage, backs off. They don't want to overcommit right now and turn this game around. They simply just have to protect this gold miner for the next 20 seconds to get another big payout.
GankStars understands what happens when they take a team fight loss at this point in the game. They just need to play passive from here, wait for the Kraken, and go for 1 big game-ending fight, as Ardent did twice actually against GankStars. And I'm sure these teams were talking together and practicing together, as you were saying before. I think that strategy where you get a decent gold lead and then you have to end the game before you lose a team fight by getting double infusion, getting the Kraken, and ending the game. I think that's the way to just finish this one off for GankStars.
Yeah, Rocky Zoro picks up his Eve of Harvest too, so now even harder to kill, considering he'll be getting HP back from his spells. So that's just one more thing that WV has to deal with right now. They are not seen in that brush. Flare does go down. And now GankStars can turn their attention to this Kraken. They can take it pretty quickly, and they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, this is an easy take. They just saw everyone from WEV going back into the base. You see WEV desperately trying to get close, but you can see Sky and Ringo kind of trying to get in here, but they can't.
Okay, Kraken will be unleashed, taken by Glaive. Now they're going to turn this fight around. They want to end it right here. Can they take out any of these members? The Adagio ult is going to stun Cole the Meek. Now they're going to come through. Another ult is going to take out Adagio. Rocky Zoro using that active camo, comes around the flank. Cole the Meek goes in for a huge afterburn, and they're going to get the ace eventually, only sacrificing Ard and Gabe to do it. And this should be the end of the game as the Kraken moves forward.
Yeah, that's going to be it. They're going to go for the turrets before the Kraken even gets there. The game has gone on long enough that the death timer should be long enough. They should be able to win this game. Very nice last fight there by GankStars, able to pick up the Kraken and win the team fight.
And they're going to take through those turrets easily and then go straight for the Vein Crystal. Puhit, the only one up right now, everyone else spawning. And that'll be 1 game in the bag for GankStars in this best of 3 series, taking it in a very quick